What is up, side hustlers, entrepreneurs, business builders, and dream makers? Welcome to the Set of Your Side Hustle Podcast, episode 46. Today is going to be a very special treat for you guys. I did a live training inside my private Facebook group, the Settle Your Side Hustle Facebook group. If you're not part of that, you're going to want to join that. I promise you, because every single Monday we do a deep dive live training where I go ham, I go hard, and I pull back the curtains and I show you exactly how to do the stuff that I'm doing that's making my business successful, which really does mean that that is an extension of this podcast already. These things are meant to be consumed together in unison. And so today is a very special episode because what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to give you today's training that was inside the private Facebook group. So if you are listening to this on a podcatcher, this is going to be another one where I am going to recommend that you consider watching it on YouTube. Now, I think that this is good content if you're only listening to it. It's better content if you can also see it. So with that being said, I'm just going to go ahead and transition right now into that training that I had recorded. And here we go. Yo. What's good? What's good? Yes. Guys, we are just getting a little bit of the tech stuff situated here. So excited to be here with you guys. All right, so what I'm gonna do right now is something very special, very unique, something that I don't see people do nearly often enough, frankly. And that's what I'm gonna do is before we get started today, I'm gonna drop the link to the Zoom in the comments so that you guys can actually participate live if you are so inclined. And I think that is an amazing thing that we can do. The technology allows us to do it. So let's have a live call together and go ahead and join me on Zoom, because today, by the way, welcome to our live weekly training. We do this every Monday. Now, in full transparency, I'm going to admit to you guys, we did not do this live over the last 2 weeks, and that was simply because I was traveling. But we are back, and I am so ready to go, and I'm so excited to be here with you guys. Today, I'm going to do a really cool training, and that is that I'm going to open back the curtains, and I'm going to show you exactly how I build custom 9-point marketing plans for my clients and for my prospects. So I'm going to talk you through strategy on how to do this. And really special bonus, guys, we just had something amazing happen. And because this amazing thing happened, we are absolutely celebrating. There are now over 1,000 people inside the Settle Your Side Hustle Facebook group. There are 1,009 people right now as I'm speaking. And that is so incredible that because of that, we have a very special bonus giveaway surprise coming to you guys at the end of today's training. So you're going to want to be a part of that. I guarantee it. It's going to be incredible. So do me a favor right now. 100% of the 1,009 people who are in this group are in this group for one reason and one reason only, and that is to build their business. And that is why they want to get access to these weekly trainings just like you do. So do me a favor and go ahead and comment live if you're watching live, and comment replay if you're watching the replay. That way, the algorithm knows that people want to see this, people are engaging with it, and it shows this to everybody. I'm doing everything on my end to make sure as many people inside this group can see this training as possible. I need you to help me out on your end and comment live if you're watching live, comment replay if you're watching replay, so that people can see it. I see that Keith has already commented live. Thank you so much, Keith. Thank you for being here. If you want, you can go ahead and you can join on and Zoom and be part of the conversation. So Keith just joined. I'm admitting him right now. If you guys want to join and be part of the discussion, go ahead and hop over on Zoom. You can join us here as well. And it's going to be incredible. I'm so excited to get started on this. We're going to have a blast. Today, we're doing something really cool. And I just can't wait, honestly, guys, for the big reveal at the end. It's going to be so, I've never done anything like this before. It's going to be so crazy. It's by far something that you absolutely want to be part of. You're absolutely going to want to hear it out. And that's going to happen in like 25 minutes or so. So let me just go ahead and stop talking for the half second it takes for me to pull everything up so that I can just walk you guys through this. Okay, so what I'm going to do, in a minute, I'm going to share my screen. Before I do that, I'm just going to go ahead. By the way, if you do not hop on the Zoom during the live, comment and I will respond to your comments, but I probably won't be responding to your comments live because I can't see them. If you're commenting on the Facebook, I can't see them right now. And that is a limitation of the fact that I need new monitors, but I can't see them. So if you want to comment, you want to engage, you're going to have to join us here. Okay. So before I share my screen, because I'm going to share my screen in a moment, and I'm going to show you how I do everything, I want to talk to you about the strategy that I typically use. So Keith just told me in the chat that he can see the comments on Facebook. So that's awesome. He's going to be helping me out here, it looks like. If you do make a comment, I think Keith's committing to commenting in Zoom so that I can see it and respond to it, which is awesome. Go ahead and join us though if you want to be part of it, the discussion in real time. Otherwise, there will be some delay. So I want to talk to you guys big picture on the strategy here. When I am building a marketing plan for a client, so what I do is I run a marketing agency, and in a very real sense, it's kind of something that you can think of it as one of two ways. I look at it as I have a dual funnel in my business, and the dual funnels are this. On one side, I have the Settle Your Side Hustle community. I have everything that I'm doing with you guys, which is my passion. It is my love. It is what I want to do. It's the focus that I have. And the desire is to help people who are starting out in business. If you are in the spot where you know that you want to start a business, but you don't know what you want to do, this is your home. If you're in the spot where you know what you want to do, but you don't know how to do it, this is your home. And if you're in a spot where you have a business, but you don't know where your next customer is coming from, this is your home. My heart, my passion, my desire is to help people in those three areas to get their business to a place of stability, having at least 3 clients and a predictable strategy to get their next one. That is what I focus on. And that is the one end of the dual funnel. The other end of the dual funnel is what I would call my own side hustle, so that I can practice what I preach as I'm sharing with you guys. And that is my marketing agency. And in my marketing agency, I take an approach where I operate much more like a fractional CMO would than a traditional marketing agency. I do not simply give people a one-size-fits-all service typically. Typically, what I do is I will actually take a retainer and a percent profit share, and I will operate as a CMO in their business, and I will be very hands-on with their overall marketing strategy, which means I need to make them a marketing strategy. And one of the things that I do for one of the services that I offer is I do white labeling services where I make these marketing strategies on behalf of other people. They present them to the clients sign, and then they pay me and I fulfill. Like, that's something that I do as well. So one of the ways that I approach this is that you can charge people a lot of money for a marketing plan. You can charge people on the low end, $500, on the high end, $5,000. You can charge a lot of money for a marketing plan, which is one of the things, by the way, if you get good at doing this, what I'm going to show you today, it can be literally your entire business, and it can be a great business. You can get yourself 2 clients a month and be making 10 grand a month. Incredible business opportunity if you want to just build marketing plans, if you decide this is really fun and you're passionate about it. I don't actually charge for marketing plans. I use it as part of my sales process when I'm trying to land larger clients. So my goal is to land a client who's going to be paying me, $25,000 to $50,000 to $100,000 a year. In that ballpark, that's when I give them marketing plans and I build them for free. So what I do is I will start with a get to know you call, where in that call, I'm going to ask them a bunch of questions, and I'll show you in a minute kind of we'll be talking through, as I show you what the marketing plan looks like, I'll be talking through the questions that I ask them and the way that I think through it. But the questions that I ask them are really analyzing by the business owner or the decision maker's own admission, where are they at in these different steps in this marketing plan? And so what I do is I take a bunch of notes and I write down the answers, and then I implement what I find from them. And it'll end up being a discussion where we'll start talking about potential strategies. So for example, I'm meeting with a client tomorrow, or a prospect tomorrow, who's going to become a client. And our entire conversation that we had initially was around the strategy of adding a memberships platform to their existing company. And so the marketing plan that I built for them, that I'll give you a glimpse of, but I can't show you too much, that is kind of designed with that in mind, that's our target. So it helps me figure out the target of exactly what we're doing, exactly what we're implementing, and then I just show the marketing plan. So you can say that my sales process is kind of like this. We have maybe an initial meet and greet that's just short, get to know each other. Maybe we don't have that first call, but then the next call is this half hour to 45-minute diagnoses where I'm asking a million questions, I'm taking a bunch of notes, we're running through ideas, and then I give myself at least a week between this call and the third call. And in between that week, I go ahead and build out the marketing plan. I'm going to show you how I do it. And then on the third call, I show them the marketing plan. They say, yes, I want to do that. And then I send them a proposal, a formal proposal. They sign it, and then I send them the invoice. That's kind of the strategy when trying to close these larger ticket clients. You can absolutely do what I'm going to show you and charge people to do this for them. It's a very viable service because it's very valuable. And if you do it right, it's kind of cool that good marketing plans work as both a valuable asset to the company and a sales pitch to your services if you are in a position where you're wanting to fulfill. So with that being said, looks like I've got everything set up correctly. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you guys now, show you kind of how I go through this. Okay. So what you can see right here is a slide deck. I've made it in Google presentation, and it has, what does it have? It's just shy of 30 slides. This is effectively my template for my 9-point marketing plan. What ends up happening very often is that these names are changed, because what I end up finding is I never actually have to do all 9 points. So I don't include all 9 points. So I modify this template heavily. I skip a lot of things. But if you're just starting out, I would actually recommend going through this template yourself. So one of the things that I'm going to offer to you guys right now, comment if you want me to share this actual slide deck with you, and I'll share it with you 100% for free, just as a gift, because I love you and I want you to succeed. Okay. So then you don't have to do the building. And when you see how I use it, you can say, cool, I can just take this now, right? So 9-point marketing plan, you can separate it. It's 9 points. It's 3 big phases. So phase 1 is prospecting, phase 2 is lead gen, and phase 3 is customers. So when you break that down, each of those 3 phases has 3 points. So phase 1 is prospects. Phase 1 is all about your target market. Now, what's often the case is that people, especially when they're first starting out, they'll tell you, my target market is everybody. I can help anybody. I can help everybody. And I say to you, if your target market is everybody, then your customer is nobody. You need to define your target market. While it might be true that anybody can use your service, you cannot market to everybody. You have to find a specific segment that you can market to, because you can't speak to everybody at once. All right, so Keith did ask me to share this, so I am going to share this. What I'm going to do is, if you want it, comment on the video, comments marketing plan template, and I'll reach out to you in the DMs. And the reason I'm going to do it with that strategy is just to build engagement so more people can watch this video. So you go ahead and comment, I'll DM you, and I'll DM you a link so that you can get access to it. And that's what we'll do. If you don't have a defined target market, then you aren't going to be able to actually do marketing. That doesn't mean that you're not allowed to service people who aren't in that defined target market. It means that you're not going to be creating marketing material for people who are not in that target market. So if someone comes in and they want your service and they're not your target market, but it's a good fit, give them the service, obviously. But you can't sell everybody at once. You can't market to everybody at once. Your message needs to be specific for specific people. So one way that we can figure out who our target market is through something called a PVP index. A PVP index is literally a way that we can gut check and determine what market it's a back of the napkin exercise. So what market we want to work with. So what you'll realize is that there's segments that you can work with, segments of your market. So for example, if you're a photographer, you could do wedding photos, right? You could do family portraits. You can do, you can take pictures of cars for dealerships, right? So if you're a photographer, there's different segments that you can work in. So you're going to just list out all these different segments that you can potentially work in. And then in each of these 3 segment boxes here, you're going to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10. Personal fulfillment. How much do I enjoy working with this market? 1 to 10. Value to the marketplace is how much does this how much does this segment appreciate my services? How much do they enjoy working with me? How appreciative are they? Scale of 1 to 10. And the last one is how profitable is this segment? Scale of 1 to 10. And then you total those all up, you add those 3 numbers together, and whichever segment gets the largest total, that's your target market. That's who you go after. Okay. So that's step 1 is target market. Then you go ahead and you actually build a client avatar around your target market. So this is, you're going to want to give them a name. You're going to want to tell us how old they are, what their gender is, what their family status is, their geography, their career, their income, their education. That's all the stuff that most people build in the target market. The client avatar, when they do a client avatar, the stuff that comes next is the important part. And you get this, the best way to get this is through actually interviewing target market, interviewing the people who you say are who you want to work with and asking them these questions. You fill out all these questions about their fears and their desires, their challenges, their pain points. And then what you're doing is you're really getting inside their heads so that you can understand them, so that when you start making marketing material, it speaks to them, right? This is just those same questions continued. Again, because I'm going to be sharing this template to anyone who wants it, we don't need to go over each of them, especially since I'm just showing you the template that I use to build a marketing plan for somebody. Okay, step 2 is messaging. So messaging, there's a couple points that I'm going to mention in messaging. One is for yourself, figure out who is it for, target market, write out who is this for, and then who is it not for. Sometimes it's actually good marketing to just explicitly say that, to just explicitly say, if you don't have at least 100 grand to invest, don't reach out to me, right? That's a good way of telling people who it's for and who it's not for in a single sentence. Then your USP, unique selling proposition. This is like the key central theme of any good marketing message, is what is unique about this, what is special about this. And so, for example, my USP is that when I'm working with my ideal target market, my market segment is actually to be working with Christian organizations, Christian nonprofits. And when I'm working with them, my USP for them is that 10% of all profits are donated to 10% of all of our profits are donated to a scholarship that allows students who otherwise couldn't afford to go to private Christian schools. So that is our USP. So sometimes your USP is directly about your business because you have a new mousetrap, and sometimes it's just about what you do that's special for you. So the way that you can build your USP is by asking yourself these 3 questions. Why should your client avatar's name, let's say my client avatar's name is Dave. So why should Dave buy this product, good, or service? Second question, why should Dave buy this from me? And then the third question is, what makes me remarkable? And you answer those 3 questions, you'll figure out what your USP is. The last thing that I'm going to say about messaging, I think my last point, is build an elevator pitch and follow this structure, follow this format. I don't want you to do this because I think it's necessarily the case that you're going to be sharing your elevator pitch with somebody, though you might. The real reason that you should do this is so that you can get clarity on your messaging. So it's a three sentence elevator pitch. And if you can do it, you have great clarity on exactly what your messaging is. So you go, blank. First blank is the primary problem that you solve. You know how business owners have a really hard time knowing how to market their own business when they're first starting out? Well, what I do is I actually walk people through a process, a 5-step process that helps them go from nothing, maybe not even having an idea in their business, to launching their business in as little as 30 days. In fact, proof of case study. In fact, I actually had a client back in May who went from not having a business to doing over $7,000 in revenue in their first 32 days in business. Right? So that's the kind of elevator pitch you want to do. You want to fill in these blanks. You can do that. You're going to have great clarity on your messaging, and maybe you end up using that elevator pitch and somebody will be like, oh, tell me more. So, okay, so I do have one more slide on messaging, and this is for your copy when you're writing things. Words that you want to use as often as possible in your copy are listed in this first box here. By the way, some of those are not compliant with certain ad platforms, so you want to study your ad platforms. For example, Facebook ads doesn't like using the word "you" in your ads, so kind of avoid those. But these are all words that are they're NLP focused words. They're proven and data driven to increase engagement, increase emotional response, and increase reaction. Okay. Then you want to figure out what your primary motivators are going to be. And what I would do on this is I would do a high level and then I would do a particular. So in the high level, what are the overall motivators that I want my business to be associated with? And they are these 5. They are always these 5. Are they fear, love, greed, guilt, or pride? Fear. I could position myself for fear with the Settle Your Side Hustle challenge if all of my messaging was about how you need to get out of the bad spot you're in. A recession is coming. Inflation is way up. Your 9 to 5 doesn't cut it anymore. You need a second income stream. I could center around fear, right? I could center around love. And I could say, you need to be able to provide for your family, for your spouse, for that girl who you're interested in. You need that angling to push forward so that you can be effective. You can be the provider that you're supposed to be. I could center everything around love, right? Greed. I consider everything around greed. Don't you want to be able to buy a yacht? Don't you want to be able to buy the car you want? Don't you want to be able to pay rent and have enough money left over to party? Could focus on greed. Guilt. How bad does it suck that you aren't able to provide for your family, that you aren't able to cover the bills, right? Guilt. Pride. You're better than that, right? So I could hit any of those, and I could hit all 5 of those in a messaging campaign around the Settle Your Side Hustle brand. You can do that with any brand. Fear, love, greed, guilt, pride. My recommendation would be picking 1 or 2 that your company is centered around, and then picking 1 that this specific piece of copy is focused on. And then another strategy that you should implement as often as possible is the enemy in common. So enemy in common is a way that you can tell your prospects that it is not their fault, because it's the government's fault, and it's taxes, and it's the economy, and it's inflation. It's because your friends and family aren't supportive. It's because you don't have enough time. It's because your resources have been limited because of the system at large, right? It's because there's no opportunities in the area you live in. You find a reason that is the reason they're already saying, and you build it up and you agree with it. That way they want to follow you. They want to listen to you. Good. These are just good things to focus on and be intentional about whenever writing copy. Okay. So that's kind of it for messaging. Step 3 is your media channels. Here's a list of a whole bunch of media channels. And then from there, which ones are we going to focus on? I would recommend initially starting with 1 to 3. You don't want to be all over the place, because you want to get good at what you're doing. And then once you're good at what you're doing, you can allocate some resources to expanding it. There's always organic strategies. There's always paid strategies. Those look very different. So identifying where you should be focused on initially is very helpful. This leads us to phase 2, which is how we're actually going to generate leads. So our lead capture system is a funnel. And I would recommend a funnel that either has a lead magnet or a tripwire. You're either going to give away something 100% for free in exchange for contact information so you can retarget them and market to them later, or you're going to give it away at a very low price, basically for the same reasons. And so a lead magnet versus tripwire, basically the same thing. The question is just, am I going to charge for it or not? It can be a tripwire at, depending on your market, it can be a tripwire at $2.50 I've done before. It can be a tripwire at $9. It can be a tripwire at $97, depending on your market and what your offer is. The price isn't really the point, except that it's marginally, or it's relatively inexpensive comparatively to what your market can afford and what you're actually selling. You pick one of those 2 for your front end, then you build a funnel around it. Your lead nurturing. Now, for lead nurturing, I actually break it down to 3 things. One is our automated email text message system. I think you should have a 30-day email sequence if you can. Then you do what I like doing is a modified 8x8 campaign, which is giving more personal touch points over the course of the first 8 weeks. So of the course of the first 2 months. Then you can do personal. Every single month of the year has a holiday, so you can always send a personal holiday greeting card. The one exception to that is I believe the one exception to that is August. Yes, August. And August doesn't have a very notable holiday that everybody knows about, but it does have Friendship Day. So you can send a card on Friendship Day. These are all just things that I suggest doing for lead nurturing. I'm going to skip that one. Sales conversion strategy. So my sales conversion strategy is what is the process you take people from to get them from being leads to being customers? I shared mine with you at the beginning of this call when I told you about the 3 steps calls that I go on. So maybe that's what you do. You do an initial conversation, you do a consultation call, and then you do a proposal, and then you follow up until they close. And closing is when they say yes or they say no. But it's just figuring out what that process is and mapping it out and writing it out. That brings us to phase 3, which is customer retention. This is all about retention. We have customers. 80% of our money should be coming internally. So customer experience is huge. You want to increase your customer lifetime value. By the way, look at how blank these are. You want to stimulate referrals. Literally all I have in there in my template is the headlines. Why? Because this is so customized. This is so particular to the individual. I did promise you guys I'd show you a couple examples of how I implement this, because the fact is I never do all 9 points. We are low on time, and I don't want to do you guys dirty, and I so badly want you to take advantage of this really cool opportunity that I'm going to share with you. So what I'll do is just I'll show you, for example, here is one prospect who the very first thing I did was not target marketing, it was not messaging, because we already had that figured out. So the first thing I did was jump to the media channels. And then when we start talking about lead magnet or Tripwire, I just proposed a specific lead magnet to them. Actually, in this case, I think it was Tripwire. So what I do is I go granular, and I cut out everything we don't need, and I add the particulars for the client based on everything that I just shared. I'm going to transition because I want to take the time to be able to show you guys this. Okay. So we have 1,000 members, 1,009 members in our group right now. And as a result, we have a very special 1,000 member special. So check this out, guys. This is going to blow your mind. Are you ready for this? Here's the deal. I said last week, I posted this last week. I said, my birthday is next week. It is. My birthday's on Friday, by the way. Happy birthday, Devin. So I came up with a special for a handful of lucky people. By the way, this isn't the special. This is what I said last week, because we weren't at 1,000 members last week. I just want to frame it and let you know how amazing this giveaway is. Because last week I said option number 1, anybody who wants 3 months of one-on-one coaching, I'll do it for $2,000. That's a 60% discount, because I normally charge $5,000 for that. Option number 2, you can join the 30-day intensive group coaching program for just $1,000. That's a 50% discount, because I normally charge $2,000 for that. And then I said option 3, you can get the 5-step blueprint course for $500, which I've never offered that outside of the blueprint before. I've never offered that outside of the 30-day intensive before. So that's an amazing offer, because you've never been able to get it before. You'll probably never be able to get it again. That was what I said as my birthday special. I tried to come up with a ridiculous, insane birthday special for you guys. But then you did something incredible, and you made it happen. There's now 1,000 people in this group. So I came up with something that blows that special out of the water, and it's available only for the next 11 days, only this month only. Here's the deal. You ready for this? Let me show you just how incredible this is. Everything that I'm putting together for you guys. I want you to see the full possible value of this. You're going to be blown away. Check this out. The 5-step blueprint course, I already told you guys, that's $500, right? That's what I decided I'm doing for my birthday special. Usually it's not for sale, $500. As a bonus, I'm also going to throw in the marketing secrets course that I usually sell for $300. As another bonus, I'm going to give you access to a full ebook library. I've made like 7 ebooks in my career that I've sold one of them for $100. I said that's a $100 value. I'm going to add that. That's a bonus for you. Third bonus is I'm actually going to give anyone who takes advantage of this incredible special access to a private Slack community that is worth $1,040 per year. And so all of that, everything that I just talked about, if you were to buy all of those things from me right now, it'd be $1,929. But guys, check this out. This is how insane this is. Ready? I'm not going to charge that. Obviously, this is a special. It's got to be special. I'm only going to charge $97. But guys, as insane as that is, as incredible as that is, I'm actually doing something even more impressive than that right now, because I'm only charging you $97 to get access to the 5-step blueprint, to get access to the private Slack community, to get access to marketing secrets, to get access to my ebook library. And check this out. If 20 people jump on this no-brainer offer, this 90% off offer that makes, like, obviously you should do this. If 20 people say, yes, I'm in, then every single one of them is going to be automatically upgraded to the 30-day intensive. And that means all of them are going to join us in July for our 30-day intensive, which normally I charge $2,000 for. Right now, it's $1,000. But if 20 people say, yes, I want this special, then it's free for all of them. They're just upgraded to it. So it's $100 for all of that. And I'm not even done yet, because it gets even a little bit crazier. Ready? Because if 30 people jump on this, it's crazy. This is crazy. I'm being crazy because I'm so stoked about what we've accomplished together. If 30 people jump on it, then one person will be chosen at random and upgraded to the 3 months of one-on-one coaching 100% for free. And I'm going to keep doing that for every 10. So if 40 people jump on it, then I'm going to find another person at random to join us one-on-one coaching. If 50 people, then I'll have 3 one-on-one coaching clients. That's how it's going to keep going. So This is insane. This is nuts. This is by far the most outrageous offer that you'll probably ever see in the online world, because I just told you that if just 30 people take advantage of this no-brainer offer, then you have the very real possibility of getting over $7,000 worth of value for just $97. That's nuts. Absolutely nuts. So if you want to take advantage of this, here's what you need to do. Comment on this live training video. I don't care if it's live or you're watching the replay, comment below and just comment 97. If you comment 97, then I'm going to personally reach out to you in Messenger, and I'm going to send you the payment link so that you can get everything that I just promised you right here on this page. Okay? So if you want to take advantage of this absolute no-brainer, get access to the 5-step blueprint, get access to marketing secrets, get access to my private Slack community, get access to the ebook library for just $97, then just message 97. And remember, you have the opportunity, if 20 people do this, if 19 people and you do this, then you're going to be automatically upgraded to the 30-day intensive, which is you'll be in July's group, which means you're actually going to get handheld with me through a live coaching program, walking through my blueprint. That the last time I ran it is when I had that person I told you about who went from 0 to $7,000 in 32 days. They did that through one of these intensives. And if just 10 more people join, you have a good chance at working with me one-on-one. And this is an incredible no-brainer offer. If you want access to it, just go ahead and hit that button and say 97. Comment 97 below. I'll reach out to you and we'll make it happen. Okay, guys, I love you so much. I'm excited. This is, I'll be mentioning this for the next 11 days, but this offer is only good for 11 days. And other than that, guys, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I'll see you next Monday for another incredible training. Let me know if there's anything that you want me to do that training on. Love you guys. God bless. All right, guys, that's going to wrap us up for this very special episode of the Settle Your Side Hustle podcast. Check it out. If you're listening to this on time, to where you still can take action, since it's only good for 11 days, if you are interested in jumping on the special I talked about at the end of that live training, then I have went ahead and put a link in the description that you can click on, and you can just sign up for that right now if you want to take full advantage of that amazing, incredible opportunity. And I'll probably never do anything like this again, but if I do, it's going to be when we hit like 5,000 or 10,000. You know, it's going to be milestone markers, or when I really try to do something cool like this. So with that being said, guys, that's going to wrap us up here, and I am just excited to be back in your earbuds once again tomorrow. Love you guys. God bless.